how the AGM-114 Hellfire missile dominates the battlefield. The battlefield has a new king, and its name is Hellfire. This agile aerial assassin isn't just taking out tanks anymore. From eliminating insurgents hiding in buildings to taking out high-profile targets, the Hellfire has become the go-to weapon for modern warfare. But this dominance comes with a price. Is the Hellfire too mighty? And what are the ethical considerations of such a precise weapon? Let's see the Hellfire missile in action, discover its incredible capabilities, and see how it has dominated the battlefield. The AGM-114 Hellfire missile is a weapon as versatile as it is deadly. Originally designed to destroy armored vehicles, it has evolved into a precision strike powerhouse, perfect for knocking out high-value targets with pinpoint accuracy. Now, you might be wondering where the name Hellfire came from. Well, it all started with its original development as the heli-borne laser fire and forget missile. But let's be real, Hellfire just has a better ring to it, don't you think? What makes the Hellfire so special is its multi-mission, multi-target capability. Whether it's air, sea, or ground platforms, this missile can be launched from just about anywhere, making it a go-to choice for armed forces around the world. When it comes to firepower, the Hellfire doesn't mess around. At just 100 pounds, this missile packs a serious punch, capable of taking out tanks, structures, bunkers, you name it. In fact, there's not a tank out there, but the Hellfire isn't just limited to ground targets. Nope, it can also be used as an air-to-air missile, making it a versatile option for taking out helicopters and other airborne threats. And the best part? It can be guided to its target either from inside the aircraft or by lasers outside the aircraft, giving pilots plenty of flexibility in how they choose to deliver their payload. Now, you might be thinking, isn't this missile a bit overkill? Well, when you're dealing with high-value targets, precision is vital, and that's where the Hellfire shines. Its ability to strike with surgical precision means less collateral damage and more effective missions overall. But was it all like that since it first launched? Let's get into the roots and see it for yourself. The journey of the Hellfire missile system started back in 1974 when the US Army needed a way to take down tanks from helicopters. Fast forward to the early 90s and we got the Hellfire 2, a modular missile system with a bunch of variants. From high explosive anti-tank to metal augmented charge, these babies pack a punch. But here's where it gets really cool. The AGM-114L longbow Hellfire. It's a fire and forget weapon, meaning once it's launched, it's on autopilot. With radar homing, it can lock onto targets even after launch, making it perfect for hitting those hard-to-reach spots. Plus, it works like a charm in lousy weather or tricky terrain like smoke and fog. And let's remember the range. These missiles can travel anywhere from 4.4 to 6.8 miles, depending on the trajectory. And did I mention they weigh 104 pounds? That's some severe firepower packed into one sleek package. But the circular error probability, CEP, is at least 3 feet. These missiles hit their target with pinpoint accuracy. So whether you're taking down tanks or knocking out enemy hideouts, you can trust the Hellfire to get the job done right. The AGM-114R Romeo Hellfire 2 joined the squad in late 2012, and it's a real game changer. With its semi-active laser homing guidance system and a K-charge multi-purpose warhead, it's like the Swiss Army knife of missiles. It can take out targets that used to require multiple Hellfire variants, making it super versatile. In October 2012, the United States put in an order for 24,000 Hellfire 2 missiles. That's not just for the home team. The order covers both the US Armed Forces and our buddies overseas. But wait, there's more on the horizon. There's talk of a possible successor to the Hellfire 2 called the Joint Air-to-Ground Missile, JAGM. It is still in the works, but it's already got folks buzzing. The plan is to equip it with a millimeter wave radar, giving it a dual-mode seeker. It means it can track moving targets even in lousy weather conditions. Due to budget cuts, the development of the JAGM has been split into increments. The first phase, Increment 1, is all about beefing up the Hellfire R. Adding that millimeter wave radar will give it the edge it needs to lock onto target with pinpoint accuracy, rain or shine. It's all about staying ahead of the game. Now, let's get into the operational history of the AGM-114 Hellfire missile. Back in 2009, the British Ministry of Defence, MOD, spilled the beans, revealing the Army Air Corps, AAC, Augusta Westland Apaches had unleashed the power of AGM-114N Hellfire missiles on Taliban forces in Afghanistan. The MOD also disclosed that 20 missiles were launched in 2008, followed by another 20 in 2009. Now, the British Parliament is buzzing with discussions. Liberal Democrat politician Nick Harvey steps up, raising the stakes, and declares that Parliament must be reassured these are a weapon of last resort. It's like a high-stakes debate straight out of an action movie, with politicians debating the fate of nations and the use of powerful weaponry. But the Hellfire's backstory doesn't stop there. It's been on the front lines of some of the most intense conflicts around the globe. This missile has seen it all. And let's not forget about its role in eliminating notorious figures like Al-Qaeda operative. The Hellfire isn't just for ground targets, it's also been known to take on aerial threats. With a swift launch, the Hellfire turned the sky into its battleground, obliterating the intruding aircraft. Fast forward to 2018, and another Hellfire was launched, this time targeting an Iranian UAV that ventured into Israeli airspace from Syria. In January 2016, the Wall Street Journal dropped a bombshell. It turns out that one training missile, sans warhead, accidentally found its way into Cuba in 2014 after a training mission in Europe. Luckily, the rocket was returned unharmed. But the incident sent shockwaves through the international community. Now, let's get on a bit of its darker sides, too. Let's first talk about attenuation. When that laser beam goes zooming through the air, it's perfectly doing its job. But when the weather turns nasty, think heavy fog, it's like throwing a thick blanket over it, making it harder for them to see their target. It means the Hellfire's effective range and accuracy take a hit, leaving operators scratching their heads. Taking down tanks or knocking out enemy hideout, you can trust the Hellfire to get the job done right. The AGM-114R Romeo Hellfire II joined the squad in late 2012, and it's a real game changer. With its semi-active laser homing guidance system and a K-charge multi-purpose warhead, it's like the Swiss Army knife of missiles. It can take out targets that used to require multiple Hellfire variants, making it super versatile. In October 2012, the US put in an order for 24,000 Hellfire II missiles. That's not just for the home team. Have you ever heard of backspatter? It's like when you're trying to focus on something, but there's a distraction right in front of you. In Hellfire's case, if there's a cloud of smoke or a thick patch of dust in the air, it might mistake that for a target it's not supposed to lock onto. And let's remember about overspill and underspill. The Hellfire faces a similar challenge at extreme ranges. Sometimes that laser beam spills over the target or reflects off the ground, causing the missile to miss its mark. But fear not, because the US military wasn't about to throw in the towel. They rolled up their sleeves and got back to work on a new and improved version of the Hellfire, the longbow variant. It comes equipped with its own radar, making it a true fire-and-forget weapon. They gave Hellfire a GPS to navigate through the chaos of battle, ensuring it hit its target with surgical precision. Let's discuss its variants in more detail. First, we've got the Alpha variant, which, despite being the original, packs quite a punch. Then there's the Bravo variant, boasting improved low visibility capabilities and upgraded rocket motors to keep things sleek and stealthy. And let's not forget the Charlie variants, which are basically like the Bravos, but without the safe and armed device. Moving on to the Foxtrot variants, these are equipped with tandem warheads, making them ideal for taking down reactive armor. And speaking of armor-piercing power, the Kilo versions take things up a notch with programmable features and digital autopilot, ensuring that they hit their mark, even in the toughest conditions. Now, let's talk about the Longbow variant. With its onboard radar seeker and resistance to electronic countermeasures, it's like the James Bond of missiles. And if you thought that was impressive, wait till you hear about the Mike variants, armed with high fragmentation warheads for taking out lightly armored targets with ease. But we're still going. The November variants include thermobaric warheads, perfect for penetrating structures and ships before unleashing their explosive power. For those unmanned aerial systems, specially modified for fixed-wing aircraft, boasting dual-purpose warheads capable of penetrating tank armor and causing havoc among soft targets. Unlike its explosive counterparts, this missile is equipped with a unique warhead that deploys 6 razor-sharp blades just before impact, with a kill radius of approximately 3 feet. It's designed for precision strikes against high-profile targets, making it a weapon of choice for secretive units under the Special Operations Command and the CIA. But the Hellfire system isn't just sitting still. Nope, it's constantly getting upgrades. And for good reason. One of the most incredible things about it is its precision guidance. Whether it's using lasers or radar, this missile knows how to hit the bullseye, which means fewer oopsies in crowded cities and less chance of hitting our guys. Plus, because it's so modular, all our military branches can use the same type of ammo. It's like having one size fits all, but for missiles. Now, let's talk about its anti-armor skills. This thing has taken out more tanks and armored vehicles than we can count. It's basically the go-to weapon for chopper crews backing up our ground troops. And get this, it's not just about blowing stuff up. Before it even gets launched, a human has to identify the target positively. That's some next-level precision, and it helps us follow the rules of war and keep civilian casualties to a minimum. Did I talk about how sneaky this missile is? It's got terrific features like exhaust cooling and a low launch signature, which basically means it's really hard for the bad guys to spot it coming. So our guys can fire away with less risk of getting shot back. Are you convinced of the dominance and power of AGM-114 Hellfire? Share your thoughts on this in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel before signing off. Check out our channel for more such interesting videos. Adios.